Hello, crafty friends. Welcome back to Jessie Kate Creates. It's Jessica here, and this is going to be a project share video. I'm about to sit down and make some cards with these materials. I'm not going to film the process. Tonight is very much it's been a rough week, and I need to craft for my mental sanity type of night. So I don't want to record it just because when I'm filming and recording, it's a little bit more stressful than just like sitting down and creating without thinking about, is this in frame? Did I capture this? Like all that type of stuff. But I do want to show you the supplies I'm using because I am really super excited to create. So I want to turn some of my big feelings into some creative joy. So a long time ago, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, maybe longer, I don't know, I ordered some papers from a Cherry on Top. These are from the Jen Hadfield Peaceful Heart collection. I think this is an older collection, so I don't know if these are still available or not. But yeah, I just thought these papers were really pretty. So I grabbed them and yeah, I'm just really excited to play with them. Oh, this paper is my favorite. This is one that I really don't want to cut it apart because I think both sides are just gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, and then this page of cut aparts. I'm thinking for some of these cut aparts I might make into cards, and then other ones I might just use the backside. We'll see. But the reason I was recently, re-inspired to use these papers is because I was at Michael's for something else. I was looking at some picture frames, and I saw these stickers and I was like, oh, I think I have a collection that would work really well with those. I mean, look at these. So cute. The vibes, the color scheme, the vibes, it works together so well. This is one of those times when you find something that's not part of a collection, but they feel like they should be. So I'm excited to turn these into cards. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my camera, probably play Cowboy Carter because I'm on that album right now. And yeah, I guess sometime in the future, I will come back to show you the completed cards. It's the next day and I want to share with you some of the cards that I've made so far with this collection and also what I plan to do with the leftovers still. Let me start by showing you the cards. I'll start with the first one I created. It's this card here, and I love how this turned out. I was so happy with it. So pretty. So inside is blank. I haven't finished off any of the cards on the inside yet, but I'll get there eventually. Okay, so for this card, I brought in a stamp set and a die set. I'm going to start with the die set. I used some really fun circle dies from Spellbinders. These are the Fluted classic circles, and they have this really fun stitching and dot detailing. One of the things I really liked about this particular die set is that you have some circles that just cut in the details. So it doesn't cut out a circle, it will just add the kind of fluted edge and the little dot details like this without cutting the circle out of the cardstock. But they do also have circle dies you can pair with them if you wanted to cut one of the circles out. So it offers some versatility. So what I decided, so the stickers I was using that I showed you earlier, these were already really thick. Hope you can see that. Is that focusing? Yeah, these are already pretty thick. So I didn't want to put them on top of an already popped up element. So I thought, well, what if it goes flat on the card and instead I just pop up the pattern paper around it? So that is what I did. First, I took my card base and I die cut directly into the card base. And to show you how I did that, I took a card base. This cardstock happens to be from Recollections. I'd say that's where I get maybe like 70% of my 110-pound cardstock. Although I have really been liking the Spellbinders cardstock. because theirs is nice and thick too. It's a little bit more pricey, but I think it's worth it. So anyway, I took the die, taped it in place, and then I ran this through my die cutting machine, and I did partial die cutting. So for that, I know I only want it to cut to this line. So when I take my top plate, I make sure it only goes to the scored line of the card base. See, so instead of cutting this little bit onto the back, it's gonna stop cutting here, and then I ran that through my die cut machine. And when I was done, this is what it looked like. Right? Next, I also cut the coordinating circle out of the pattern paper. Just use that to cut it out. And I did back my pattern paper onto some 80-pound cardstock just so it would be thicker, so it would be more sturdy when I popped it up. I hope all of that makes sense. But I really liked the way that looked. You can see this is very dimensional, but this and this are about even. For the sentiment, I brought in this stamp set that I thrifted. This is from Penny Black, and it is their Yoga Builder stamp set. I have no clue how old this is. I thrifted it maybe a year and a half ago. So I'm guessing it's probably a retired stamp set, but I don't know for sure. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. But the reason I picked this up is because some of these sentiments I think are just so pretty. Keep Looking Forward, Just Breathe. Those are the two I like the most. Yoga is like life. It's a balance of holding on and letting go. Whatever makes your soul happy, do that. I think those are just beautiful, encouraging sentiments. So that's why I picked up this set. And for all these cards, I used Keep Looking Forward and Just Breathe. And I went through, I need to swatch out all of my inks. I don't have ink swatches and I need to do that. But what I did is I took the pattern papers and I just went through my stash of inks and I stamped everything out to try to pick out the colors that I thought worked best. And I ended up really liking the Bamboo Leaves ink from Memento. So that's what I used. And then I just stuck down the yoga sticker and I put some little gems around it. And I'm really happy with how that turned out. I think it's so pretty. And once I did this card, I was like, I'm just gonna keep following that format with all of the little yoga folks. So, oh, one thing I will say, after I did this first card, I decided I wanted the sentiment to be heat embossed. So I used the same color ink, but I also stamped over the top of it with clear embossing powder. And I really liked the look of that. Like I said, all of these cards are blank inside. I have not finished them off yet. I will eventually. I will get there. I will get there. Now, for the next three cards, instead of using a cream card base, I wanted to switch things up. So especially because these guys have like blue in them, and so I wanted to lean more into like blues and greens. So I took this pretty green paper, I put this one on a gray card base, stamped the sentiment the same way though. I think this one's really pretty. For this one, I went with a kind of more brown craft colored card base, but again, stamped the sentiment the same way. And I thought the kind of like green, gray, blue on this girl matched the outfits of the folks doing yoga really well. So I liked this one a lot. And same for this one. This one on this brown card base, I used black just because I thought it made more sense than the dark green. But I liked how that turned out. So I made these 6 first. Loved how they turned out. And then I was trying to use up some of the other bits of the sticker pack. So next I made this card. I had a scrap of this yoga paper left over. And every time I cut out these, it left me with a little circle of cardstock. So I used one of those circles on this card. And these were both from the sticker set. And I used a sentiment that says, yoga is like life. It's a balance of holding on and letting go. I initially stamped this in black. I don't know if you can see. I initially stamped it in black. I did not like the way it looked. So I stamped over top of it again with gold embossing powder. And I had already pulled the stamp off of my Misty at that point. So I was really nervous if I was going to line it back up. But when these lined up, I felt like a rock star, you guys. I was so happy with how that turned out. Again, still blank on the inside, but I really like that one. And then I used 2 of the cut aparts from the collection. Well, I guess technically this background was a cut apart as well. I wasn't super vibing with the message on. The message wasn't bad, but I didn't like it as a card. So instead, I used it as a background paper and I popped this up on top. Like the way this looked. I did go over the little face on this image with a black glaze pen just to add a little bit more interest. I don't know if the camera's picking that up very well. But yeah, I like the way that looked. I did pop this up. There are 2 layers of thin foam tape. So 2 layers of 1mm foam tape. I don't know if you can see that very well. So it's subtle dimension, but I really love between like the gold and the vellum and the kind of the color scheme. I just love this card so much. Again, blank inside. I will eventually finish it off. And then this cut apart, this was probably my favorite cut apart in the collection. I loved this one. I cut this one down really small, matted it with a super thin layer of gold, just enough to give it a little bit of sparkle. And then I layered another pattern paper and some vellum. And I think this one has 3 layers of 1mm foam tape. So 3 layers of thin foam tape. I'm really loving the thin foam tape to like add a lot of layers without adding a ton of dimension. But I like how this turned out. I did go over the girl's outfit. I don't know if the camera's picking it up with some sparkle pen. I don't know if you can see that. And I went over her hair with some triple thick gloss glaze. So I really like that card too. And blank inside. So those are all the cards I've made so far. I think that's 9 cards. Yeah, 9 cards so far. And let me show you kind of what I have left from the from this little kind of mini collection. So I still have a good bit of paper left. So I still have a big chunk of this cut apart sheet. I have all the different, circles that were cut out for the cards. Some tiny little scraps. I'm saving these because I know I will eventually probably use these to decorate inside of the cards when I get there. Saving those. This is still technically a full sheet. I did already cut it down because I was going to start making more cards, but then I was like, let me show them what I've made first. So technically I still have this full sheet, but I have already cut into it. I have this scrap and this scrap. So that is the leftover. Oh, wait, actually, no. I also have these scraps as well. I'm thinking I might do this as a simple card. I'm not convinced if I like this. That's a cute card. I don't know. I'm not 100% on it yet, so maybe this will become a card. But this is what I have left from this particular collection. I'm going to play with more of this today. Full disclosure, I broke one of my own rules. As much as I say use what you have in your stash, I went out and purchased another set of these stickers because I think I have enough paper here that I can at least make 6 more cards for these cute little girls. And something else I realized as well, I have a Jen Hadfield collection or pattern paper pad. It's a different collection. This is Live and Let Grow, whereas this collection is Peaceful Heart. But the color scheme is kind of similar. And I also think it works with these. So I might pull in a couple pages from this collection. For example, this green with the gold. Look at that. I think that matches so well. Boom, put a girl on there, a little sentiment underneath. We've got a card. So I think I might pull in this paper, or like maybe these blue stripes to kind of pull out some of the blues here, since there's not really a lot of blue on these pattern papers. So yeah, I think I will pull these two pieces in particular in. I don't know if I want to pull any of the other things here, but yeah. So that's where we're at with this. And it is a Saturday. I have some free time, so I think I'm just gonna spend an hour or two seeing what cards I can make from all of these leftovers that I have, and maybe that will be a part 2 video. Why don't we do that? So this will be part 1, and then that will be part 2. All right, so those are all the cards for part 1. Let me know if you had a favorite card from all of these. I love them all so much. I don't think I can pick a favorite. These ones in particular, though, I really love those. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like. That really helps me. It helps other people to find me here on YouTube so that we get to grow this crafty community. I really hope this video inspires you to kind of look through your stash and see what pattern papers maybe you've been neglecting that you could give a little bit more love and turn into some cards. If you want to see all the videos I put out, including part 2 when I do that one, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and if you ring that notification bell, you get notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for being here and for watching the video, and I will see you soon in part 2. Bye!